Hello, Internet! How's everybody doing?
Good
All you,
evening,
Jay.
ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Battle of the Jones Boys, which is an APA pandemic basement match brought to you tonight by our friends at the Mid-America APA. I'm your host, Jason Bowman, and I'm joined by Mark Lancaster and my man with the plan, Steve Alejandro, on the controls. What's up, guys? Say hello.
Hello,
Hey
hello,
guys, how you
hello.
doing?
So if anybody that's tuning in, if you guys are like me, then you know that the last few weeks have been long weeks, right? We've had no pool, we've had no live sports. So tonight we've got a real treat for you guys, a match featuring twin brothers in Brad Jones, who is a skill level 7 and 8 ball and a skill level 8 and 9 ball, and his twin brother Brian, who's a skill level 7 in both 8 ball and 9 ball. So I don't know, guys, like this, we might be making history here tonight. I can't recall, have we ever had a set of twins squaring off in like a live stream match, that, or at least one that we've done? Steve, do you remember?
Not in my lifetime, and I've been around for all the streamings. Yeah, no twins.
Yeah, we haven't done twins.
No
So this could be
twins.
the first time ever, folks. You're seeing it live here on the APA Facebook page. So the Jones boys are going to be playing a race to 11, and they're going to be playing by U.S. Amateur Championship rules. And basically, that's a combination of 8 ball and 9 ball. And they're going to play the championship round of that event, which, again, is the race to 11. So you can see as many as 8 games of 8 ball up to 13 games of 9 ball. And again, like I said, race to 11. No handicaps here. This is the U.S. Amateur Championship format. So the players are basically going to lag. The winner of the lag is going to choose either the break or the format. The player that does not win the lag and doesn't have that first choice will take whichever, generally they pick the lag over the format. But we'll see what these guys choose to do, and we'll go from there. So hopefully they're about ready. It's kind of interesting, Steve, how we got this all set up. These guys are actually live streaming it from their basement. Tell the audience kind of how this is working in case it all breaks real quick.
So I was tasked with how do I bring a live stream that somebody else is streaming? How do we bring that in and then add commentary on top of it and then stream that out to the APA national page? So I think I've got it worked out. We got some pen and paper out. We drew some circles and some lines and stuff, and it's a little tenuous, but it should work. Everything should be totally fine.
Now, so one of the interesting things is the three of us can talk to each other, but we can't actually talk to the players right now. So they're kind of on their own. Hopefully they're getting prepared to lag. I'm assuming Steve is texting
I am.
them.
I'm texting them right now. This is
right now.
super, super high tech right here.
Yeah. So again, this is kind of a unique situation. Again, this is what we've resorted to, people, to watch live sports. We've got two guys, identical twin brothers, playing in their basement, live streaming it to us. We're live streaming it to you.
Yep.
And the three of us are going to walk you through the match, just so you don't get bored. Otherwise, you'd just be listening to a whole lot of nothing. So we figured we would try our best to entertain you. And I've got Mark Lancaster here, and there's very few people in the world that are as entertaining as Mr. Lancaster.
We got the one nice thing about this is that Brian's an 8-ball player and Brad is a 9-ball player, so the lag is going to be really important right from the very beginning. So even when it comes to the rivalry, we're going to have them right from the lags, which is going to be kind of nice to see.
It was interesting. We got a chance to talk to these guys before the match started, ask them a few questions, and they're definitely taking this thing seriously. Like I wasn't sure, like, is this all fun? And they're like, no, these guys have been ultra competitive their whole lives. They're twins, right? I think
Right.
Twins generally are very competitive, but these are big guys. You'll see them. I mean, they're sports guys. They said they grew up playing a lot of basketball together, and so they've gone head to head. They said they actually at some point in their teenage years have had some like physical altercations. So we told them, you better be on your best behavior, and I know they will, because Brad, of course, is our league operator for the Mid-Missouri, the Mid-America APA, which is located in Southeast Missouri, and of course Brian is his brother, and I know plays in the league, and so they're excited to bring this match to people. They know how important being able to watch stuff is for all of us right now.
And Brian is, part of the APA system because he's been playing for 23 years now, and he's also refereed in Vegas. So he is just as much versed as Brad is when it comes to this. And this today is actually a continuation of what they've already done today, because they've already been on the golf course. And when I talked to Brad earlier, he's nipped Brian by a couple of strokes, which usually is the other way around. So Brian's got some incentive here to make sure that he evens the score today.
Nice. Did we? So I heard that Brad played golf a little bit better today. From when I
Brad
talked to him earlier.
Yeah, he was a couple strokes better than his brother today. But usually it's the other way around. And then Derek, who played that match against Mark the other day, is actually the better of those three. And I've played with all three of them, so it's kind of a fun concept.
Okay. All right. So are we already underway here?
Yep. Apparently, we had a small little technical issue.
Oh, that was bound to happen, but at least we've got the action. And so I think we're seeing at the table, we're seeing
Brian at the table right here.
Brian is in the blue.
Correct.
Playing the one ball. Yep.
And are these guys playing on a 7-foot, 9-foot? What kind of table are we looking at here?
I assume it might be an 8-foot table. It's hard to tell, with the visual. So they're taking forever to shoot that 2-9 there.
Yeah, either Brian is like the most static man to ever stand in one place, or
there you go. It's a little choppy.
Okay, so they started with the 8-ball set, obviously. Okay, so
all right, I think we're money. I think we're good.
Okay, so Brad's shooting the 2 to get onto the 3.
Oh, this is Brian in the blue.
Oh, Brian in the blue. Okay,
Brian,
sorry.
yep.
Brian.
Brian's in blue. Brad is in gray.
Brian, yeah. Played a little bottom stop shot.
And did you say which of these guys was better in 9-ball?
Brian is the 8-ball player, and Brad is the 9-ball player.
All right,
Brad
so
is a running gun sort of guy.
Advantage to Brian here then, because they've started in the 8-ball set. We didn't get a chance to see the lag. I'm not sure who won and if they decided to take the break or the.
I think Brad took the break because he's on top, and then Brian picked 8-ball. So all Brian's got to do is basically make the 6-ball, and he's got the 8 in the side. He doesn't hit it too hard. There you go, perfect.
Now I will say on Brad's behalf, he also has to run the stream as he's trying to play here.
He's actually got Derek doing that. That was a good shot, little stop shot, drew it back.
All right, so
Brian's now got the lead. Obviously, starting with the 8-ball set, it's nice because they're playing 8-ball and 9-ball. You know what I mean? Whereas if you start with a 9-ball, if somebody runs, and Brad being the 9-ball player, Brian was probably going to pick 8-ball every time, even if Brad picks the break. So it kind of worked out that it was going to be 8-ball anyways.
So are we between games now here? We've got our I'm glad is this you putting this?
This is not me.
Okay,
this is not me. Yep, this is their setup.
So your hands are off the controls. These guys are running all this at this point.
Correct.
Okay. So this is Brian breaking here, right?
Yeah, this Brian's breaking, so kind of a side break makes the balls cluster a little bit, so nothing went down. Giving Brad some choices here. He's looking at that. What is he looking at? The 7-ball right there. I guess he's got the 5 to play. He's actually got a pretty open table.
I was surprised, Mark, when we talked to them. They were definitely wanting to take this pretty seriously, knowing that all these people were going to be watching. And I said, have you guys ever had an audience for your match? And they're like, nothing like this. So,
well, when I talked to Brad, he was actually a little bit nervous. So okay, so he's a little bit in between there. He's got that 6-ball down the rail. Looks like he's going to try and play I guess that's the 5. It's hard to tell with that shade. He's got the 1-ball right there too. There you go. So if you can play that 1 in the side or play the 2 and slide over for the 6, just as long as he doesn't try and scratch in the side pocket there trying to play that 6. Yeah.
And if you're just tuning in and joining us, you're watching a match that we have dubbed the Battle of the Jones Boys. We have pitted Brad Jones, our league operator for the Mid-America APA. They're out of Southeast Missouri, and his twin brother, Brian. They're both pretty evenly matched in terms of skill, and they're playing a race to 11 of the USAM format, which means they're going to play a combination of 8-ball and 9-ball. They've started the 8-ball set. They'll play 8 games of 8-ball before they move over to the 9-ball set. So should be an exciting time. Buckle up. We're going to be here a while, and should be some great pool.
There we go. That was a good shot. He kind of stunned it over for the 6-ball, so it's got to make sure he doesn't do too much to be able to play that 8. There you go. Good shot.
And when Steve gets back in the picture, we'll have to see. I'm sure we've got some folks that'll be commenting on the match. He pockets the 8 in the side and evens things up at 1 game apiece. Steve, you'll have to fill us in if anybody's asking questions on the stream. We'll try to answer them as best we can. But while we do that, and as these guys have this graphic up, one of the things I want to mention about So a lot of the things we've been doing on the APA Facebook page is all about trying to keep our players engaged and really, hopefully, you guys are all staying in touch with each other and your teammates because, this thing is, the social distancing for some people, guys, it really means social isolation, right? They just aren't having people in their lives daily. And so we're encouraging our players, reach out to your teammates. If you can do it, set up one of these virtual happy hours. Like, just get together. We've been doing it every Tuesday, Mark, and we've been having a great time. So, just don't forget your teammates right now because this, again, being stuck at home alone is kind of a hard thing right now. Brad with the break here.
Yeah, Brad with the break. I don't think he made anything on the break, so no balls touching. It's actually decent shape. You got the 2-ball you can play on the side off the 11.
Mark, have you you played pool with these guys? You're a pretty good player, right? You're pretty.
Yeah, 7-9. Yeah, I have played with Brad a couple times, but I've never played with Brian.
Yeah, and how'd you fare against Brad?
We about even. I think we played 4 sets and we won a set each. So, but I won the 8-ball sets and he won the 9-ball sets. So I'm more of an 8-ball player as well.
All right.
So I like more of the strategy of it.
So you're saying if Brad can keep it close in the 8-ball set, he's definitely got the advantage in the 9, huh?
Yeah, I think that was Brad's strategy right from the beginning. If he can hang with his brother in the 8-ball, that he'll be okay. So Ryan's only got the 1 ball he needs to take care of. You can maybe draw this back a little bit. Might play the 10-ball and can come back around on that one. Gotta look at his options here. Yeah.
Steve, what's going on there on the internet? I see you looking at comments. What's the world doing tonight?
Everyone's just basically the sentiment is everyone just can't wait to go back to playing pool.
Man, I tell you what, I need some pool. I need some people. I need some all things APA. I'm going a little stir crazy in the basement.
Oh yeah. Even though I like my basement, but yeah, I'm ready to. I need people in my life.
Yeah, that's why I was so excited when I saw this thing pop up on Facebook. I reached out to Brad and I was like, "Hey, man, let's do something more with this because I want to watch some pool and I know the world needs something to watch." And he was all about it. These guys actually moved this match back a day
from yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Just for us.
Yeah. Well, it's because he likes Jason that much.
I mean, who doesn't like Jason that much? Come on.
Yeah. Well.
You can tell my wife that after 3 weeks in self quarantine. Tell her that she's.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of wedding rings on Facebook Marketplace. My wife's been telling me.
Yeah.
So
Brad's got that.
This is Brad at the table. Yeah, Brad here.
Yeah. Brad's at the table. He's only got that. He kind of bumped. It looks like the 14 ball into the 3, so he's got that problem there. He can maybe get it here, but not playing it. He's got the 1 he can kind of stun and slide over for that 2 or play top if that's what he's trying. Oh, he's playing defense. Okay, good shot. Get it behind the 8-ball.
Freeze up there. Now, do we know who's actually? So these guys, Steve, did you say they're not actually running the stream? Are they? They got a third person there that's pushing.
Derek is actually running the stream. The kid who played last week against Mark.
Okay.
When he beat Mark, so. Derek's actually been to Vegas for Masters and for singles. He's also played at the US. He was at the USAM last year. 2 rail. That nice shot.
Some good pool players down there in Southeast Missouri, aren't there?
Yeah. Derek is a real good player.
Southeast Missouri is the boot hill of Missouri, is what they call it down there. So when I was talking to these guys earlier, they said their mom Shirley would be tuning in tonight. They said she doesn't have Facebook, but I guess their niece was going to get her on there so she could watch the boys play pool in front of the world. So I thought that's kind of a pretty cool experience for mom to be able to tune in. And Brad said she was definitely going to be favoring Brian since he's the younger of the twins.
Yeah,
So
Brad looks a lot more.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Shirley.
I think
Go ahead.
I think I'm gonna make a super cut of this match. Just make something real nice and edited and epic for them. They can play it every Thanksgiving, every holiday, and whoever wins this match will be able to relive the glory of this win.
Make sure you slow-mo the end. So
I will.
See it.
I will.
Oh, Brad's really good on a chair here, right? This is Brian.
Yeah, this is Brian right here. So
come on, Jason. It's not like they're twins or anything.
Well, it's hard to tell
Yeah. That was a good defensive shot there. So
I'm trying
Brian
to
made a bit of a
differentiate by
mess of
the
his
arm
last
hair
shot.
at this point. It's kind of hard. It's a giveaway for me. The blue glove. Fortunately, he's got that blue glove. All right.
Man,
Yeah,
good pool players
I don't
make
know
this
how
look
much it
easy.
meant to make that, but if you can get that 10 ball by there, he's okay, but he's probably going to bump into Brad's ball. I have to see what he has left over.
There you go.
Oh, there he goes. Good shot. Good shot. Baby it up and then play in the corner. Yep. Yep.
Younger brother here, about to take the lead.
This is one of the shots that sometimes people overcut, so let's see how he stays down on this shot.
There you go.
Ooh,
Brian,
undercut it a little bit, yeah.
Pockets that 8 in the corner and takes a 2-1 lead against his brother Brad. Again, this is a race to 11. They are in their, I guess this will be their 4th game of the 8-ball set. So we're about halfway point in the 8-ball set, and I'm glad they got this graphic up. It's a good time to remind folks, man, your bars and your pool rooms and the restaurants are just taking a beating with this COVID-19. So if you have the means, if you're going to eat out, takeout from these places is great. They're going to have a tough time staying afloat for the next couple of weeks. And so we would encourage you to support your local businesses, your local host locations, if you can, by ordering takeout or ordering gift certificates. I know is another popular thing. To just kind of try to get these guys through and survival mode right now. So shout out to all of our bar managers and all the staff and everybody that's just been impacted. So many people impacted.
Ooh, that was close. Brian almost made the end of the break with that side break right there in the side pocket. So kind of clustered up a couple of balls. He's got 3 clusters right there. So this is going to be right into Brian's wheelhouse here, playing defensive like this. So we'll see how long Brad can, he's looking.
Mark, we got a question in the chat. Do you know what kind of table they're playing on?
I think it's a diamond table.
It's a diamond?
Yeah.
I mean, I see the felt.
It's a 9-foot diamond or 7-foot diamond?
It kind of looks like a 7 or an 8 foot. It doesn't really look like a 9 foot, but it's hard to tell.
The angle,
Yeah.
We should have been asking these big important questions earlier.
During the interview, right?
Yeah, we have failed you, Internet, and we are very sorry.
Hey,
who all do we have commentating tonight? Do we want to introduce ourselves again?
You could start with you, Steve. You're the reason we're here. Without you hitting those buttons, we're not here. We're sitting at home watching pool like everybody else.
I'm the guy in the middle. My name is Steve. I am APA's geek. Essentially, it's probably the best way to describe what I do. I do all the streaming video photography and love to hang out in the community. And I'm the guy a lot of times commenting on Facebook. I do the watch parties at night, and that's what I do. Mark, who are you?
I am the APA National Field Rep, so I visit all the brand new league operators, and I was a league operator for 16 years with 2 franchises.
Yep.
Jason?
He's probably also the most accomplished player here in this group of 3. So
by far,
and he's so modest. He would never say something like that. So I'll just
no, it's not me. I
will do that. So, and I'm Jason Bowman. I'm the marketing director for APA. If you've seen us on Facebook or you've seen an email from APA or a magazine or something, at some point I had my hands in some of that. So I get to do a lot of fun stuff that's APA.
Yeah. So that's who we are.
Converted there. That's who we are. And we're just like you guys. We're stuck at home, and we've been wanting to watch some pool. And these guys said they were going to do it, and we said, "Hey, can we hang out and do it with you?" And they said, "Sure." So here we are. I hope you guys are enjoying it again. This is the Battle of the Jones Boys. Brad and Brian. Brian currently leads 2-1, race to 11. They are in their 4th game of the 8-ball set before we switch to 9-ball.
Leanne Smith jokingly says, "I want my money back for the stream."
Yeah.
Refund.
In the mail.
Yeah, refunds in the mail.
Yeah. I'll leave the sublet. It's in the mail.
Johnny Berry, you're welcome, buddy.
Here to get out, so
it's too funny.
Brad can start off straight here. He can get out from here.
So you like Brad to tie it up here 2 games apiece, huh?
Yeah.
Honestly, I just want this match to go the distance.
Right, he's probably going to try and play that combo down there, bring the cue ball off the bottom rail. He's got 2 balls in front of the side pocket with their. Oh, nice shot. That was a triple combination there.
Steve, nobody has asked what the stakes are here. I'm shocked. Nobody said what are they playing for.
Right. Yeah, nobody's asked. Nobody's asked.
Until somebody asks, we won't tell them.
Yeah, I actually know what it is. They're playing for a peanut butter cup, I think.
One peanut butter cup.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, so.
depending on how many peanut butter cups in my house, that might be a legitimate battle.
I have 0 peanut butter cups, and I would do a lot for one.
Okay, this is gonna be a little bit. It's gonna be a little bit tough for Brad here. Let's see how he plays this.
I like how Mark changed the subject so quickly.
Yeah.
I know. Weren't we supposed to keep
Cinnamon
him on
Toast Crunch
track?
all over again.
I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
I know, that's what I was saying. So that's what I figured was going to hit off that ball. So you can either try and play safe or try and bank it. He's going to bank it for the corner. Okay, so he's got to bank it towards that diamond right there in front of it, left diamond. He won't scratch. He doesn't have the possibility of scratching because it'll come off and hit that 1 ball, the cue ball. Let's see if you can cut it enough. No. Okay. Uh-oh. There he goes. He's good.
All right.
So now the advantage is to Brian. Just depending on what he starts with. If he wants to get that 1 ball out of the way, he's going to want to come at least 2 or 3 rails back around. He's going to play that one. If not, he'll play the 5, or he can even play the 2 ball, slide up, make the 1, then play the 5 and the 6, which is what he's deciding to do. And he missed it.
Oh, big mistake. Big mistake.
He thought ahead.
Now that one might loom large here.
Yeah. This will tie it back up.
Brad pockets
There
that
we
8th
go. Good
corner.
shot.
We are tied
Good
at
shot.
2 games apiece. 4
Yeah.
games into the 8-ball set. Halfway there. While you've got a minute, you can go to league.poolplayers.com/welcome. You can sign up for your member services account. That's where you get all your stats and standings, and you can see your rankings. And if you don't have one of these accounts, you're really missing out. It's how you track all your cool stuff. And guys, you've got to have one of these accounts when we go to the mobile scoring, which is being demoed right now. You can actually download the Scorekeeper app, play around with it, but we are on the cusp of mobile scoring in APA.
And you can find that in the App Store, the Google Store.
I think that's the first time somebody's made a ball in the break.
We did finally have someone.
Otherwise,
we did have someone finally in the chat mention whether it's a beard match or not.
We asked them
they
about
would not
that.
go that way. Yeah, they would not go that way. He said, when I asked Brad, so you shaving your beard? He said, hell no.
He was very emphatic.
There's a couple things the Jones boys are passionate about. One of them is pool, and the other is the hair on their face.
Yep.
So they're not willing to concede the hair on the face tonight. So they'll give up the title of who's better, but not the
best beard. Yeah, Mike Pierce, answer your question. This match is happening live in Cape Girardeau, Missouri. It is socially distanced and safe. We are respecting the CDC recommendations and all of that good stuff. So we were able to move heaven and earth and the moon and the stars to bring a live match, and that met all the requirements and rules that are set forth. And here we go.
Yeah.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
They're playing in the basement.
That's ball in hand right there.
Couple of big mistakes now for Brian. That's
right. Try to slow roll that one. Slow roll it, try and play a 3 ball instead of bring it back a little bit, or he was trying to get onto the 5. So Brad's got a couple of problems by the 2 ball he needs to take care of, and also by the 3 ball. So he's going to take this one right if he can get it past there.
Bill Tufts, whom we all know and love, our director of tournaments here at the APA. And if you've ever seen Bill Tufts, he just said in chat, this is like watching me play me, but better.
Yes, Bill has some striking similarities to both Brad and Brian.
Yes. There's a type here that I think Bill fits.
So they all have haircuts like Mark, and
Right. Yeah.
and they just have a lot more facial hair on their chin than I do. So
That's great.
Brad tried to go 2 rails to get out for that 10 ball and ended up making it tough on himself. He's probably going to try and have to play safe here. He's looking at it now. Could maybe hit the side of it, bring the cue ball down table, or try and slide it behind the 10 ball if he can hit it thin enough.
what kind of cues are these guys playing with? Do you know, Mark? You know what Brad
Not
plays
Yeah, I think Brad plays with a Predator, but I'm not sure. I was playing with a Sean, but now I play with a Predator with that X shaft, which is kind of old school nowadays. But Brad's playing with a carbon fiber shaft. So he tried to baby that and ended up. Brian still has a problem with his 2 balls, so he can maybe use the 6 ball as something to come down table to play that too, but it's going to be depending on how well he hits this one right here. That's not so good. So, you can tell that Brad's 3 minutes older because he's so much smarter at the table.
Yeah. A little bit taller too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, and if you've ever seen Brad play poker, then you'll think, hey, wow, this is a big difference. Right, Brad splashes the chips, that's for sure.
I gotta give a shout out real quick. Just to give a huge shout out to Brad for setting all of this up. I am just so impressed with his skills. I'm not controlling any of these screens here. This is all their stuff, and I'm just high five.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting too because on the group I've been seeing on the APA group, the pool players group that we set up a few weeks ago, I've been seeing a lot of guys that have, or not guys, but folks that have tables at home that have been just like turning on the camera and
just going.
Like 50, 100 people to watch because we got nothing else to watch. So
and it's great.
Right.
If you're gonna do a live match, let us know. We might get involved. You never know.
I think there was actually one chatter. I think Mike, and his last name began with a D. He mentioned that he might be interested in live streaming. Maybe send a message to the Facebook page and we can see what we can make happen. Not making any promises. There's a lot of things that have to happen just right technically and schedule-wise and things like that. But if you're interested, I mean, it doesn't hurt to ask.
Here's a big shot for Brian here because if he doesn't make it, he's going to kind of leave Brad open. So let's see what he's going to try and cut that in. He might be able to get natural shape on the 8, just depending on how hard he hits it. Playing a little inside, so he overcut it. So that kind of leaves Brad open. Brad's got 3 balls below the 8 ball, so as long as he can play that 9 and what is that? Is that the 1 ball there? Yeah, so it's hard to tell. There's that glare a bit. There you go.
Yeah, it's the one by the side.
Commentating, Mark. Now you see what. Now you see the challenges to Ava and Jeanette and all of us deal with trying to read the balls. Sometimes it's a little bit harder. Looking at
he
it.
Slow rolls
the
this.
Colors.
Slow rolls this. He's got the 10 ball. Okay, so he's got a good angle to get back on the 8. So this should put Brad up 3-2, which means Brad will have won 3 of the last 4 games. There you go. Perfect.
Grace Nakamura has just joined our chat. We all know Grace.
Hey,
hi, Grace.
Tell Grace, hey.
Well, she can hear you, brother.
Hey, Grace.
Brad pockets the 8 ball there and takes a 3-2 lead. Grace, you should be here selling raffle tickets with us.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think Grace is doing that anymore.
No, she gave that up.
You need to tell us that, Grace.
Grace retired from the raffle tickets?
She did.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good message here. I do want to mention, the healthcare workers, the responders, the grocery workers, restaurant people, truck drivers. I mean, all these people that are out there right now, delivery drivers that are just keeping us going. I mean, I think we have a huge debt of gratitude that's got to be paid. I mean, this country always has propped up, and rightfully so, our firefighters and our police officers. But man, look at these responders, people, right? Look at all these people now that are stepping up. I mean, grocery workers. Do you know how important they've become? And so we're just so thankful for everything that they're doing, and hopefully they're all staying safe and getting us through this. So thank you to all of you out there that are still working.
Ken Stapp, the league operator in Nashville, reminded me today that he'd been on the front line filling orders today just to make sure that we can get our pillows and blankets. So thank you, Ken.
Ken Stapp. Ken's the league operator in Nashville. And we talked about how hard this has been, Mark, on the locations that have closed down, but really hard on, I know it's hard on the players not being able to play, but your league operators too they're not running their businesses. So some like Ken have actually taken on, temporary jobs to try to make ends meet. Yeah. So for all of you out there that were saying, "Oh, my league operator's a millionaire," I don't think so. A lot of them are trying to get by just like you guys, and I hope hopefully there's some better understanding in the future of how that works, because I know it's been tough on everybody. Every one of us has been impacted by this. So better days ahead, though. Better days ahead.
We actually
I I can attest to the fact that you're not a millionaire because I did it for 16 years and I wasn't a millionaire there and I'm not a millionaire now. So
Yeah, now with that
Brian,
haircut.
no, I know. I have to do it myself.
That's actually
they're doing using the Clippers.
that's a concern, and I'm gonna throw this question out to chat. I know Jason asked this question yesterday during Tuesday with Teammates.
Slow down, good shot.
What are we all doing for haircuts? Like,
I just told you. Look what I did.
We're not
ready,
all.
I got ready for Teammates with Tuesday with Teammates yesterday. Look at that.
But we don't. Some of us have different haircuts, brother.
Some of us have a little more up top, Mark, is what he's getting at. So, Steve, I was lucky. My wife, actually, she's super talented and was kind enough to actually give me a haircut the other day because I was starting to look ridiculous. So that's how I'm getting my haircut in.
I'm just going to let it grow. Do you remember when I had the hair down all the way down my back? I was probably 3 feet long, man. I'm going right back. Yeah, I remember you being a huge fan of that haircut, too.
Did you end up donating that hair when you?
So we actually contacted Mayor Nick here in Wentzville, and we did it like a fundraiser because everybody wanted me to cut my hair, and it was like this big huge thing, and so Mayor Nick got involved, and we actually went to the radio station and we did it live on the radio station and raised like $5,000 for a family that was here in Wentzville. That was kind of it was just during Christmas and all that, and Mayor Nick shaved his head too.
That's a great story, Steve. That's the ooh was about.
Yeah, I know. I get it.
Yeah.
That was a big shot to miss. So again, now we've kind of traded off some momentum changers there. We saw Brian with a couple mistakes early. Now one from Brad.
All Brian has to do is roll us in the side slowly, and he's got the 8-ball in the corner pocket. So.
Well, from what I gathered,
he hit a little bit far. Oh, okay. He ended up playing off the rail, so he didn't need to, but he ended up working out well.
From what I gathered in talking to these two before the match, they felt like this was going to be a real tight one just based on the times that they played. So now you're seeing it. Brian pockets that 8 in the corner. We're tied 3-3. And, again, we talked about Tuesday with Teammates. That's something that we've been doing at APA. We've been live streaming it so you guys can watch. But really it's about us being able to get together with some friends. And our hope is that you guys will do that on your own, right? And reach out to your teammates. Either pick up the phone, hop on a Zoom chat, spend some time, especially for those people that live alone. This is a very difficult, time period where they're just not around others. So it's important to stay in touch with your teammates and make sure everybody's doing all right through all this.
Yeah, I mostly live alone other than having my son, but I actually look forward to the Tuesdays because of the fact that I'm mostly on the road for my job. So when I only see you guys, limited times on the Tuesdays, it's actually really nice. So, and the other thing too is that we're actually getting to know a little bit more about each other that we wouldn't usually have that sort of conversation. So
it's true.
It's interesting with all this. The one thing I've noticed is I've physically talked on the phone to far more people in the last several weeks than I probably have in the past year. I don't make a lot of phone calls. I'm more of a texter. And, most people are like, he never answers his phone, but I've talked to friends that I haven't talked to in a few years. I mean, just people wanting to check in and see how everybody's doing. And it's kind of nice. Like in some ways, this thing has taken us back to, I feel like, some basics that have felt kind of good. Now, again, I don't want it to last. I want to go back to playing pool and get it back to the normal world. But there have been some small things that I think have actually been okay.
I have 3 different groups that I'm doing with league operators. We have the group with my regular group, which is Florian, Pascal, Ava, Jason Dussel, Ken Stapp, and Brad. And then I'm also doing 2 other ones with some new league operators and stuff. And that's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays every week. And we're doing the video stuff like that. And that's a lot more. I'm actually connected to a lot more league operators than I usually am because my regular job is I go and visit somebody one week and then I might talk to them as I go through. But now I'm actually keeping in contact with a whole bunch of league operators, so it changes. Temper just sent me a message saying that the electricity has been flickering back and forth and the weather's bad, so that's why the stream is kind of cut out a couple of times. So
we are.
This is an update for everybody watching.
We're getting some weather issues here in Missouri. So I was curious, that last shot, did he pull out the jump cue on that one?
No, he didn't pull it. It looks like he just jumped it. Yeah.
Okay, so we are playing USAM rules, which means you can use a jump cue. I just couldn't tell if he switched out the cue.
Yeah, and don't forget in the 9-ball set, they can actually play the push as well.
That's right.
Right. So
No coaching though. They can't give each other tips, so
That's
none of
right.
that.
So
None of that funny business.
yeah,
I
the
will
way
say,
this has started, it probably wouldn't be a good idea anyway. So
He's going to go
Well,
back and
Brian-
watch this. You know that, Mark.
oh, I know. So Brian's playing safe here. Just he was trying to get it more to the rail than he was there. That actually gave Brad some options. If he can make that, you can either play the combination down the corner, which is look you're doing. That'll open it up a little bit. So, and he just got it. So he actually tied up a couple of balls himself, though. So that was actually a break in, as they say.
Steve, you got something from the chat? You look like you were about to drop a question on us.
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
Brad.
I was actually just gonna.
What'd you say?
A bunch of players are shouting out some individual league operators. I think we had a shout out for Ayana and Florian. That would be in the Vegas area.
Las Vegas APA.
I'm having to scroll up here. One comment from Dave, and I hope I know you very well, man. I've had drinks with you, and if I don't pronounce your last name right, I'm sorry. Beatty, Beaty. We all know Dave.
Yeah, Dave Beatty. Yeah, they're in Washington, D.C., Virginia.
Great people. We were talking about haircuts. He says he's going to be posting his tomorrow night, and he is going with a Mohawk afro.
Sweet.
Dave is?
That's what he says. We're going to hold him to it. Because now it's Facebook official. We've put it out there. So
maybe we'll have to live stream that one. Because I don't think he's got enough hair for an afro, does he?
I gotta say, no, I don't think he does.
A very small afro. I don't remember him having a... I have more hair than he
have to
does.
ask Vicky if it's okay.
Yeah, I wonder how Dave's knee's doing. I know he had the ACL.
Knee surgery, yeah.
I've dealt with that, and that's not a fun recovery. It takes a while.
The surgery you had, Jason, on your shoulder, you weren't down too long for that, were you?
No, I had a torn labrum that I had to have repaired in November, but I ran a 5K like a week later and went to a football game 2 days later. So it was nothing like the knee, man. The knee takes a while to get back. You really have to retrain.
Brian makes this. He's got the 8 ball on the side. So, okay, so that's going to make Brian up 4-3 now. So Brian's holding his own here. So Brad keeps coming back, but Brian seems to be holding his own. So that's good.
Which we kind of expected, though, because, again, we talked about this. I know a lot of our viewers come in and out. We expected that Brian, that these guys kind of told us Brian's a better 8-ball player, Brad's a better 9-ball player. So even though Brian currently leads by a game, I still feel like because there's so many games of 9-ball to be played, maybe the advantage still lies a little bit with Brad, depending on what happens here in the final game of the 8-ball set.
Plus, has anybody won 2 games in a row? I don't think anybody's won 2 games in a row. I think it's literally gone back and forth. So an 8-ball is going to do that sometimes, just depending on. They're both doing the side break, which creates more clusters that way. But it also, if you watch on the break, they've been 2 or 3 times have actually almost made the 8-ball in the side pocket. So diamond table, the side pocket being a little bit different. So we're going to see here. Let's see if that 8-ball would go to that side pocket towards the side that Brian's on.
Yeah,
that's how it's been popping out. Yeah. So there goes. See, the 8-ball is going that direction. But you can see how the balls end up clustering just a little bit more instead of breaking from straight in front of it.
So
which means it's a better advantage for Brian.
Real quick, Temper just posted in chat that Shirley is in fact watching the match.
Shirley,
cool. Hi Shirley. Shirley.
She's under the account. She's not on. She's not coming up as Shirley Jones. She's under Peyton Jones, that account. So shout out, yeah. So she's there. Okay. So if you see something from Peyton Jones, that's Shirley. That's mom.
That's Mama Jones watching her boys.
Mama Jones.
She's watching the Battle of the Jones boys, and Shirley, we heard you favor Brian. So you'll have to
is that true?
The boys both agreed on that Shirley favored Brian. So we'll see. But it's good to have you tuning in, Shirley. We appreciate you tuning in and hope you're doing well.
Hey, Shirley, how are you? Shirley Peyton Shirley.
Shout outs to Kim Pankikin and then Greg Cordero. A couple more players shouting out their LOs. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing the.
Speaking of Greg Cordero, I talked to him yesterday, so he's got a cool story that I think we're going to try to do something on here in the next couple of weeks. But he had a couple players in his league. One player needed a kidney transplant, and another player said, "Hey, I got 2 of them, and I'm going to give you one of them." And so
that's right.
I'm not going to give away the whole story, but that's the gist of it. And just one of the kind of we talk a lot about the fact that APA means a lot more than just pool to most people, and so I think that's a classic example of that. So I look forward to being able to tell that story.
Yeah, and Greg is a league operator of Binghamton, New York, with Roseanne.
Peyton has said that Peyton is Mama Jones's favorite, not either of the boys.
Oh,
so
nice.
this
is Peyton the sister of the Jones?
I'm not sure. I'm sure we'll probably get some clarification here in a second. But
I thought Peyton was a daughter.
Is Peyton? Yeah, you know what? I think so.
Yeah,
because she's like the model and all that stuff, right?
Yeah. She does some modeling, and I think Temper, Brad's wife, has done some modeling as well.
Now another Jones family member is now saying that they're the best. So this Thanksgiving is going to be fun.
Yeah. Okay, so
tough to keep up with the Joneses.
That's right. Wow, walked right into that one, didn't we? Yeah.
Wayne Burbis said. Sorry, real quick. Wayne Burbis says, "I thought there was no 8 rank in APA. There is in 9-ball."
Right. Brad is an 8 and 9 ball and a 7 and 8 ball, and Brian is a 7 in both, 8 and 9 ball.
Yeah, you can actually go up to a 9 and 9 ball in the APA.
Right.
Peyton is the niece.
Peyton is the niece.
Peyton's the niece. Okay.
But the niece of is that Brad,
just slid that in.
Brad's daughter or Brian's daughter?
Yeah.
We just know she's a niece.
Right.
I think it's
who's
Brad's
niece?
daughter.
I think it is Brad's daughter.
So here's where Brian, being a better 8-ball player or liking 8-ball better, plays more defense, if you notice, than Brad has. So Brad's going to kind of smack this for the side pocket, and he made it. So he's actually got a chance to get out here as long as he can play that 13 ball. Hit into the 14, and there you go. Play the 10, get onto the 14, and then get onto the 8 in the side pocket. So
he runs out here, and the pattern will hold each of these guys.
Exactly.
So
all he's got to do is just play a little top, come off the rail, and play the 8 in the side pocket.
So 2 questions, 1 clarification, and
there we go. Good shot.
And then a question. Apparently, we're not wrong. We're not right. Apparently, the Jones boys have an older brother.
Oh.
And Peyton is the Jones boys' older brother's daughter, which makes Peyton both of their nieces.
We should have talked.
We should have made a friggin' family tree, man.
Yeah.
Everything we needed to know.
We should have him on here.
Yeah. Damn.
So what's the older brother? He's like 9 minutes older?
Is it triplets? That's great.
You're a funny guy, Mark. That's why we had
2 older brothers, not just 1.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Shirley is a saint. Look at her.
You
count at least 4 Jones boys.
God love you, Mama Jones. You deserve. We should make her an APA patch for raising all these boys.
Ooh, we're in the 9-ball set now, right?
Yep, 6 ball in the break. So we've played 8 games of 9-ball or 8-ball. These guys split 4-4, so we've now moved into the 9-ball set. We expect the pace to pick up just a little bit. These guys have gone
playing
pretty
quick.
Fast pace, so.
Yeah.
Games in, we've only been playing 45 minutes, so.
Yeah. They missed that breakout on that 2-ball. Might try and play it in the corner, come around for the 3. Oh, he missed it. Ended up hooking himself anyway, so. But this is where this game you can win 2 or 3 games in a row. So we'll have to see how Brian hangs with Brad.
And I know you guys mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
Brad is the better 9-ball player.
Brian playing defense. Yeah, Brad's a better 9-ball player, and Brian is more of the defensive. So you can see that Brian's played a lot more defense than Brad has. So, and Brad now there's the impatience, and he might have got away with it anyways. It's hard to tell.
I'm loving this chat. I love this family. I'm inviting myself to Thanksgiving. I'm just telling you guys that now. I'm gonna be there.
Maybe we'll live stream Thanksgiving.
See how it goes.
That's right. Yeah, I don't know if we want to live stream watching Brad eat food. It's not pretty. If I've seen him eat a pizza at the poker table, and I've not wanted to look again.
I can't wait till Brad listens to this. You know his whole family's in the chat, and they're going to tell him you said that.
Oh,
right?
I know.
That jump shot, nice.
Yeah, that was a jump shot. He used his jump cue there. That was a good shot.
Barry's that 2 in the
don't know.
corner. That's Brian there.
I don't. Yeah, Brian just made that ball. Yeah, but I don't know. He just made the 2 in the corner, so wasn't it the 2?
I think so.
Yeah.
That's the 4 there, isn't it?
Yeah, it should be the 4 there, which means he's playing the 4 to get onto the 5, so he's got to play. Oh, that's the 1 ball right there, isn't it, by the 9s?
Yes, I think so.
Can't be the 1 ball.
Oh, he just pointed at it. Maybe he didn't see it.
Yes. No, it's a 5. It's got to be the 5 ball. So
Oh, okay.
3, 4, 5, 7, and 8. Okay. So Brad probably wanted to play that a little bit further, but you can still get away with it, just depending if he wants to roll it up. Yeah.
Chris.
Okay, so here's the shot right here to get onto that. If you can play the 1 and bump the 9 out of the way and still have a shot on the 7. There we go. Yeah, good shot. Now he just has to make the 7 come down naturally for the 8, keep angle to get back on the 9.
Chris will answer
There we
your
go.
question between the rack, buddy.
Is it a good one?
It's just a question about jump shots.
Yeah.
Pocket
There you
Betty.
go. Hold on. Okay, so that was a good shot. Good stroke on that 8 ball. Kept the angle from the 7, so
There you go.
Brian makes a mistake and then Brad capitalizes. So this is where we'll see if Brad is able to run a couple of games on Brian.
Yep, Brad will have the break, and he takes the first lead of the match now for Brad. Leads 5-4.
Right, exactly.
Race to 11. What was Chris's question, Steve?
So, Mark, as a former league operator, you're probably the best equipped to answer this question. Just asking about jump shots. We saw the jump shot there. This is USAM rules, which is similar to Masters, where the jump cue is allowed. But he's just asking about jump cue in general in the league.
Okay.
Allowed.
In league, you can't. No, not allowed, and you have to use a regular cue. Yeah, only in Masters can use a jump cue.
So for
You can try and jump in regular league, but you'd have to use a regular cue.
Hope that answers your question, Chris.
Yeah, he's got the 1-2 combination down there. He's got looks like the 3 down here, the 5 by the 8 ball. There you go, good shot. Yep,
Hey, Mark,
good
let's
combination.
just kind of elaborate on that too. I mean, I assume that rule is in place, one, because the jump cue is generally going to favor the higher skilled player, right?
Yep.
And
Every time.
And I'm guessing the other factor is they don't want a bunch of lower skilled players attempting jump shots on
Rip and fell.
location equipment and doing damage. So I'm guessing those are the
Right. It's the same thing as why we don't have the push in 9-ball either.
Right.
is
It's
because
part of the equalizer
it's
system,
the
isn't it?
Well, no matter what we want to say we are, we're a lower handicap league, and we always cater to the lower handicap player. And to be able to have an equalizer system, you can't put things in place that a higher handicap player always has the advantage. So
there you go.
with those things in place, that was a good shot right there. He's got so Brad, as long as Brad can keep a little bit below that 8 ball to get down the 9, this is going to be he hit that a little soft, so gonna have to come off the rail. Maybe play some top inside and try and follow it. We'll have to see how he plays it.
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah. He missed it trying to force it, so
ouch.
he might get away with it though. He might get.
I think you can see it.
Yeah, if he can. All Brian's got to do is just stun it a little bit, bring it back a bit, and then play the 9 in the same pocket. So there you go. So
Brian will
that
take
was.
it.
I think.
Big mistake there.
I think.
by Brad.
Yeah, I think Brad rushed it a little bit too. So
A follow-up question to the jump stuff that we were talking about. We brought up Masters. A gentleman by the name of Russell Gay asked, "What does it take to be a master?" So I'm going to assume his question is, "What does it take to become a member of the Masters League? How do you play?"
there's no requirement. You can play in the Masters League. Anybody can play in it, but just by the general sort of notion of what it is, most of the time it's the high handicap players that are playing in it, which is the 7, 8s, and 9s. So
Well, there's no handicapped used at all. It's a non-handicap.
no, right.
There's no
Right.
coaching.
And there's some league operators out there doing some formats of the Masters as junior Masters or minor Masters. Ava down in Myrtle Beach actually does what a minor Masters league that's a lower skill level. When I had my Raleigh franchise, we were running 6 and below Masters because players actually like the format of the 8-ball, 9-ball combination. So a little bit different. Just like why we have a good popularity with the captain's tournament. It's a little bit different format,
Right.
So nice to have variety.
Absolutely.
So this is probably going to be a defensive shot with Brian right here. Try and get 2 rails around behind the 2-5. Did he get it? I think he got it behind the 8 ball. So Brad can come off the rail and do it, but it's going to be really hard to keep on that 2 ball unless he hits it a little firm. There you go. And he hit the 6. Yeah. So now Brad either can play safe or try and maybe bank it off the back rail off that 9 and make the 9 ball that way. So we'll see if he can get it up. There you go. Ended up playing the 3 ball. So
look at that. That looked like a Dr. shot.
Yeah. He might have been trying to play it into that ball to combo or just get some ball towards the 9 ball because it was hanging in the pocket. So,
Brad
but he hit a good.
Go
ahead.
In this race to 11, he needs 5 games to go. And, obviously, we talked about it early on. He has the advantage in 9 ball. He's a better 9-ball player, and we're seeing it now. So we'll see if Brian can turn things around here. Sorry, Mark. Go ahead.
No, and I was just about to say that you can also tell with Brad that he's a little bit faster at the table, so he likes the faster game. No, he didn't scratch, did he? No, he made the 1 ball. Okay, so we've got the 2 ball. Can't see the 2 ball. He might play the push there if he cannot see it. I don't think he can. So.
You know what we should have done, Steve? We should have complicated this whole setup even further and done a demo scoring.
Oh yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
So we just released. If you guys are just tuning in, you haven't been paying attention. The last couple of weeks, we just released the new demo of the APA Scorekeeper, which is going to allow you to use mobile scoring for 8-ball. It's very cool for 8-ball. It is freaking fantastic for 9-ball.
Oh yeah.
Yes, very good.
I have so much trouble with the paper, and this is going to make things so much simpler and cleaner. And you can actually try out the app right now. You can download a free version of the demo in your app store. You just go to APA Scorekeeper, and you can just start playing around with it. So,
what are we calling it? Pandemic mode right now?
Pandemo mode.
Pandemo mode is what it is. So as soon as
Pandemo mode, that's it. Yeah.
As soon as leagues come back online, they'll have to take that away until it's unveiled in your league area, which we're hoping for later this summer or fall. But right now everybody can get on there and really start playing with it. And we actually did a thing last week where Steve watched one of our matches from the World Championships last August and picked 2 similar skill levels and just scored the match online. I thought that was pretty cool.
I was so nervous doing that, man. It was super fun. And that was actually my first time ever actually using the app.
You hadn't actually used it yet.
Okay. I made the video and I had all of these things done, but I wasn't the one that provided me with the screens. Becky helped me with all that. So I hadn't actually done it. So as you see me hit the buttons live, that was my first time. So it's that easy. I wasn't perfect. You can make fun of me a little bit if you want, but it wasn't bad.
We had been using it. Our office, the APA office here in St. Louis, we play it. We have like an inter-office division that we play once a week, and we had been using it in that, so I was pretty familiar with it. It's super easy to use, so I definitely encourage everybody to go download it, start playing with it while you got some time.
Yeah, that's the best part about it is I've got some time to fool around with it. So, there's a sample of Brad not taking his time with the defense and left Brian open. So Brian has a little bit of difficulty finishing off these racks, though. So let's see if he can do it right here. Okay. All he's got to do is get past that 8 ball when he shoots that 5.
So Mama
Jones, how he does that.
We got a Mama Jones update?
Yeah, we do. Mama Jones, or Mama Shirley, as Peyton is referring to her as, said Brad is cheating, putting the ball where Brian can't shoot it.
That's called defense.
That is by far the cutest thing I've ever heard in my life.
She does favor Brian, doesn't she?
Brad, stop picking on Brian.
Leave your little brother alone.
Or Brian paid her. One of the two.
Oh, it's so fun.
If Brad can cut this in, then this game should be his.
Ooh, close.
He might make it anyways. And
You should give the screen a thumbs up,
Yeah.
Laura Bell.
That's not what Brian wanted to do. He wanted to keep himself a little bit angle there. So now he's got to try and either force it or stop it. But let's see how he does this. It's like he's going to play. Yeah. Okay. So this still might be a little bit difficult for him.
Oh,
He's got to split it. So this is sometimes a scratch shot. So let's see how he plays it. Oh, good shot. Good shot. Yep. Good shot there. That ties it up at 6-6.
Yep, 6-6 at the Battle of the Jones Boys, brought to you by Mid-America APA. Steve's cracking up there. We got to know what's the chat saying.
Okay, so I'm talking to Brad too. He's asking how Mark is doing because Brad can't. He's not listening to the stream, so he has no idea what you're saying. So I'm actually complimenting Mark, saying he's doing a good job, and has only made fun of Brad a handful of times.
I kind of want to live.
His answer.
I want to live stream Brad watching this later and
We
hearing
can
Mark's
totally
comments.
do that. It's called a reacts video. We could totally do that.
Now you guys so we should say this. So Mark and Brad are very good friends. Mark's here in the red, who's commentating with us, and Brad, who is playing with his twin brother, are very good friends. So they've got that kind of relationship, right?
Right, exactly. So
like Brad was expecting Mark to razz him and was looking forward to it to see how clever Mr.
It's like we were talking before that about what Brad's accomplishments were, right? He won the under 13 Missouri 9-ball state championship on his 23rd birthday. So
you
Brian was there watching, of course.
For a while, did you? You worked on that.
No, I just I thought about it right beforehand. So
you can't read that. So I respond to Brad saying he's doing pretty good. He's being nice and razz you a couple of times. And this was Brad's response. Hell, I expected more. I'm disappointed.
Well, exactly. So Pascal Guimond, the league operator in Montreal, said this is a 7-foot diamond table. So
7-foot diamond. Okay. So how about that break? I mean, he pocketed 3 balls on that break, didn't he, Brian?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Okay. Are we taking a little time here?
Yeah.
No.
Well, he's going to be shooting. He can't see the 2-ball, can he, with that 6-ball in the way? So he's playing a push, I assume. Yeah, he's playing the push. So Brad, possibility of Brad giving it back to him, but with that 2-9 there, he probably doesn't want to give up that opportunity. So this might be a little bit firm.
I always find the push shot to be a pretty fascinating aspect of higher level play. You know, it really is.
It can be a real advantage if you play it properly. So looks like Brad's going to try and play safe here. Yep. Yeah, he got away with it. Good shot. So problem here for Brian is that if he comes behind that 9-ball and hits that 2-ball, he's got a chance of hitting the backside of it and scratching in the corner. So we'll see how he hits it. He's got to hit it pretty full.
Good shot.
Nice.
Oh, good shot. Very good shot. And he came around for the 5-ball, so a little bit further. So he's got a little bit of work to get on that 6.
These guys said they grew up playing basketball. They look like a couple of freaking
that was fun.
That came out real good there.
big boys.
Yeah.
There's some big boys.
So now that shot, Mark, when two of those balls went in, is that a good thing or a bad thing if you don't do it on purpose?
It's a good thing if you've got a shot. It's a good thing if you've got a shot on the next ball. It's a bad thing if you don't have a shot on the next ball. So
fair.
It worked out for Brian that he actually had. So here he's gonna have to try and play that bank shot in the. There you go, but not scratch, and that's it.
No.
There you go. So
Brad will retake the lead 7-6 here.
Right.
Brian concedes that final 9-ball, and boy, this has been dead even. I mean, we couldn't have asked for
back and forth.
cow. It's like these guys knew that people were going to be tuning in, and they're trying to deliver. Holy cow!
Yeah,
that's good. So cue ball got away from Brian in that game. So, and what Steve was just talking about is a good day makes both balls. If he hadn't made that ball, it would have been easier to shoot that 6 to get onto the 7-ball, which would have made him to the 8 and the 9. But because he made the 6, he had the only shot he had on the 7 was to try and force it to get on that 8-ball. Or he banked the 8, made it, but hit it way too hard. So here we go again. Yeah, dry break, and now I don't think Brad can see that 1-ball if he can, so he might end up playing a push again. We're going to see in a second here.
Well, this will be Brian at the table now, wouldn't it? Brad
Yes,
broke.
Brian. Yeah. Brad broke, so it's Brian. You're right.
Yeah.
He's going to play the push here, which gives you've got to at least make him see the ball. So Brad can potentially make that ball.
Again, something
He's
that's
just playing safe.
And pushes are allowed in Masters as well, right?
Exactly.
But not in regular league play.
Nope.
Not in regular league play. Only in Masters.
That Masters is a cool format, Steve. We'll have to do some watch parties of the Masters here in the next couple weeks.
We can do it. We can do it starting Monday.
Yeah. We've been doing watch parties of last year's Nine Ball Championship, which, man, did you see how many people tuned into that last night?
Lots.
Like 20,000 people watched the second match of the Nine Ball Championship.
2 twos, man.
So.
2
That's
twos.
cool. That's cool.
Do
you know the first league? Do you know the first league that started Masters?
Mm-mm.
It was in North Carolina.
This guy.
We were the first. It was actually at regional meetings when they talked about that format. And the next week, I went into a place that used to be called Babineau's, which is now Bucks Billiards, and I got 8 teams the next week started in Masters format, and I had 40-something teams playing Masters all the time. That was a draw for me to be able to get players to play in the regular format of 8-ball and 9-ball.
Yeah. Now, so I know a lot of people they ask me this quite a bit, Mark, and maybe you get this too now. Is they don't have Masters in their area, and generally I'm like. Usually it's because you may have you got to have a good amount of teams to have a good Masters league because there's so many
good players,
elite players, right?
Right. What a lot of times happens is if you've got a smaller area, you usually have 4 guys that will dominate it, and then that sort of fizzles out the Masters league that way. Brian trying to force that ball in there for the 5 misses it. So you have to have like Dave Beatty and Vicky. They've got a pretty good size Masters. I had a pretty good size Masters. The new owner, Don Ward, has Masters going. So you've really got to have a bigger group of players to be able to kind of keep that going. That was ball in hand. He clipped off the 6 ball. So it's kind of a good and a bad sometimes, you know what I mean? But I mean, as a general for APA, we're doing really well because we've got 1,000 players playing at that national tournament every year because we've got 256 brackets with 4 guys on each team. So it's a popular format. Yeah. And year after year after
3 players, we got what? Did we have the same team win last year that won the year before? The Hugh and the Hustlers out of Connecticut, I think. They won 2 years the last 2 years.
I think so, yeah. I actually had
higher skilled players are in that format to win it. That thing 2 years in a row. It's pretty impressive.
It's really, really hard these days to do that. I actually had a team out of Raleigh win it one of the first few years.
What was
Johnny
that?
Griffin? Johnny Griffin was a league operator in Houston. Him and 2 other guys ended up winning the title one year.
Yeah, you remember that team name? Just out of curiosity.
Not off the top of my head, no.
So the one thing over the years, so I've been with APA now 20 years. The one thing that sticks with me a lot of times is team names because I'm used to like saying them on the microphone. So. Like we had a team called Take Care, Brush Your Hair, and I'll never forget them because it's the craziest team name I ever had to announce in front of a couple hundred people. Take care, brush your hair. That team name.
Speaking of that match, Johnny Griffin actually beat Jason Kirkwood in the second match to get in the first match, 7-3. And I remember Johnny at the time saying that was the best match he ever played. And that was at the top of the Riviera, so it was a big deal. Ooh, I don't know if that's ball in hand or not.
Yeah, it's ball in hand.
It
lagged on us there.
Big contact, but it didn't get it to a rail, I don't think.
Yeah.
Did it?
Right. Yeah, he hit the 7 ball on the out, going out. Ooh. So now he's got to play. He's got to draw this back just a little bit. Makes it a little bit more difficult now.
Here we go. We're going to be back to even here in a moment.
As long as he just doesn't overcut it overcut it. Ooh, he overcut it. Yeah, that's an easy shot to do that way.
Did I just jinx him?
Is this the commentator's curse? You got to be careful with that.
we're on delay, so they shot that 20 seconds.
That is true.
Yeah,
that is true.
exactly.
This has already happened.
All right.
Yeah.
So Brad takes advantage. He now
He's up 8-6.
This is the first time we've seen him open up a 2-game lead. This is a race to 11. Again, if you're just tuning in, you're watching the Battle of the Jones Boys. This is produced by the Mid-America APA out of Cape Girardeau, Missouri. They were a couple of brothers getting together, playing some pool, and they decided they were going to let the world tune in and watch because we just don't have much except like really crappy news to watch. So we're trying to help the world out. These guys are doing us all a public service, and we appreciate it. We needed some live sports to tune into, have some fun. I tell you what,
this is a continuous battle.
You don't realize what a distraction professional sports are until they just aren't happening. Like I remember the first day all this went down and all the sports canceled. I wanted to not watch the news. I tried to turn on ESPN, and I'm thinking, there's nothing. They're not going to be talking about anything. There's nothing to there's no baseball, no football, there's nothing.
No games.
But we got the Battle of the Jones Boys, and that's enough for tonight.
They might be on a break.
They're
taking a quick break.
Maybe.
Weren't we? Isn't UFC talking about getting an island?
I saw that, and then I saw after that they were doing it on an Indian reservation, which is not have to abide by I guess the same government regulations. So I heard both stories. I don't know, but it is an interesting concept, and you're hearing them talk about that with baseball, potentially taking all the Major League Baseball teams, putting them in. I think they said Phoenix or somewhere
Arizona area. Yeah,
play in these spring training facilities with no fans, and I guess they'd have to submit to rapid COVID testing on a daily basis, and it's just crazy. I mean, but on one hand, I'm impressed by look at the things that we're trying to do to adjust our lives in this short term, and that's just another of the things that may have to happen and before we get back to normal.
Well, by nature, we need other people, right? So this is sort of forcing us against what we usually do. So we're getting some lag, I think, must be some storms is what Temper was talking about.
Brad now leads 8-6, race to 11. We are well into the 9-ball set. They played 8 games of 8-ball and up to 13 games of 9-ball, depending on how deep into this match things go. We are starting to get a little bit of a lag issue there.
Is there storms back home, guys? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it was interesting today. We had it was almost 90 degrees here today in St. Louis. These guys are a little south of us. They're about 2 hours south, but there were some storms and a weather system front that was going to move through tonight and drop the temperature. So I'm guessing maybe they're getting hit by some of those storms too.
Yeah, I'm in North Carolina, and we got some rain later in the afternoon, but it was a pretty nice day all day.
Yeah. I tell you what, Mother Nature's been pretty good to us this spring with all this stuff going on. I certainly won't complain about the weather.
No.
Yeah, they seem to have cleared up for him. They look pretty good now.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Ooh.
So there's a good defensive shot right there, which was Brian. I think it was Brian, yeah. Oh, good hit by Brad there.
He took no time taking that shot either. He's like,
yeah.
These guys don't take much time. I'm looking at how many games into this we are, realizing they've only been playing an hour. I would love to see these guys play at the U.S. Amateur Championship because, man,
never seen it.
Sometimes these race to 11s will go 3-4 hours because they just don't usually shoot this quickly. So,
and they're also taking way more time. Well, that was a good kick, hit the ball, and that's actually better that it didn't go in. Wouldn't have had a shot otherwise. So now it's leaving Brad with a kick to come off that towards the side pocket there. And, oh, yes, hit it on the backside. And he got away with a little bit of a hook there. I think Brian can still hit it.
Do you think this is their normal play speed, or do you think they're playing quicker for us? Because I
think they're probably playing a little bit quicker. I know that when I talked to Brad beforehand that they were a little bit nervous of people watching them and stuff like that. So
it's pretty nerve-wracking, when you have 400,000 or 500,000.
He missed it completely.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't really. Our audience size has ranged anywhere from 4 to 600 at any given time.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, ultimately this match is going to be seen by
thousands.
Thousands of people.
Yeah.
And so
Already has.
even if you're in your basement, right, it's still
A little nerve-wracking.
These people are not to mention they got to worry about the stream continuing to work amongst the weather issues and that kind of thing. So
yeah, I'm getting a message from Brad every couple minutes. Is it still up? Is it still up?
That was a good shot there by Brad. Slow down a little bit. Okay.
Tom Rowe from the chat says this is their normal speed.
Oh, okay.
They just play fast.
Yeah.
I love a player that plays fast. Love it.
Right.
Quick decisions, quick execution.
Makes for good streaming.
It is, hit it. Yeah.
This is Brian at the table, right? Brian in the blue. Yep. The blue.
Yeah, that's Brian there. Blue glove, right? So he's kicking at this 4 ball here. He hits it. Nah, he didn't really get lucky. So Brad's got an opportunity here if he can make this and keep control of the cue ball. There you go. Good shot. A little bit further. So he'll probably play it up, down, go bottom, and get onto that 8. No. Yeah. So now he's going to have to go up and down. The 9 ball, unless he can just stun it. And he's going to go up and down, I think. There you go.
Side.
Yeah, good shot. Yeah, good shot. So this is going to put him up 9-6. Yeah. Played a little inside and just hit the top rail straight out of the cue ball.
All right.
There you go. Good shot. So
brother Brad takes a 9-6 lead over baby bro Brian in the battle of the Joneses here. And while we've got a moment, we do once again want to thank our really all the folks that are out there still. Our obviously our healthcare workers, our first responders, but also the grocery workers, the restaurant workers, the delivery drivers, the truckers. I mean, all these folks that are really, let's be honest, Steve, these folks are putting their life on the line.
Yeah. Just so my family can eat.
Going out into the community to make sure that society continues to operate as best we can during all this. And, huge debt of gratitude, I think, to those folks. And just want to say thank you for all of you guys for doing that. We had a story earlier this week. We had a nurse from Topeka, Kansas, our league in Topeka, and she, the situation there not quite as bad as maybe some other areas of the country. And so in New York, they said, hey, we need medical workers. She gets on a plane in a mask, flies to New York City. She's in New York City trying to help keep people alive. So it's good to see APA members really making a difference.
Stepping up.
Wherever they can. It really heartwarming, Heartwarming.
Right.
Describe that.
I would say from my perspective, it's amazing what you take for granted and what this whole thing is kind of let you know, like the ability just to go to the grocery store and get food is not something you ever think about. And now here we are, people are putting their lives in the line to still provide that service to us. It's truly amazing.
It is. Brian back in the tape.
Kicking. Yeah. Kicked. Yeah, tried to kick it. That 2 ball almost made the 7 in the side. So this gives Brian an opportunity to get down to that 3 ball.
This is Brad back at the table here. Brad with might have a chance here to go on the hill. What do you think, Mark?
Yeah, I think he's got an opportunity. It just depends on how well he plays that 3 to get back down. I guess it's the 4 ball by his hand there, so he's got to get back down there. So let's see if he strokes that. He tried to force it, but he made the 7, and it looks like he's going to get on the 3 ball. So
wow.
APA.
Which is totally fine, by the way.
The same rule would have applied in any pro 9 ball match there. So
exactly. So now, as long as he plays the 4, gets up on the 5, he can get onto the 8 ball. He might have hit that a little firm, so he's on the other side. So
Mark trolling us because you know how we feel about luck. Jason and I are not very strong pool players, and sometimes luck is on our side. So
find me a sport where luck doesn't count. You find me a sport where you got to say what you're going to do before you do it.
Very good shot by Brad there. He played that top inside.
He's not even going to acknowledge that you said it, Jason.
He knows that, right?
Yeah. No, I don't really hear what you're talking about. So, that would have put Brad.
No.
Now, do you think he did that just to protect baby brother? You think he thought like,
no, I think he was trying to rub his nose in it, and he ended up scratching himself.
I want to know what Mama Jones has to say about all this.
Yeah. That's got to be kind of tough for her watching something like this, I would think, you know?
Why would you want to pick, right?
Yeah, you got to choose between the Suns, the boys, the Jones boys.
Wow, Randy Gregg just says, "There's the Brad Jones I know."
Oh.
Wow.
Well, you can tell that Brad is a run and gun. So let's see what.
Richard Russell says that shot on the side pocket though.
Yeah, he played a perfect shot on the side pocket with the cue ball.
He pockets 2 balls on the side there.
Yeah.
Looks to be in good shape on the 1.
Yeah, he's got a little bit of angle. He's got to try and get up there to play that 2 ball because the 3 is past the side pocket here. So let's see if he can playing a little inside, trying to stun it a bit. Okay, there you go. So now he can play the 2 and come back over for the 3. He's got to keep angling the 3 to get back on that 5 ball. Oh no, I guess that's the 4 down there. I guess so. Get on the 3-4. Can't hit this too hard.
I think we froze.
Pause it. Oh, okay. There you go.
Oh, we got it. Cool. Oh!
Let's see. He overcut it.
Boy, he's had here. He's had the chances. He just
Yep.
There's a lot of.
This gives Brad an opportunity right here because he can get on the 3 ball, no problem. It just depends on the angle on the 3, which is actually not bad to get on the 4. So he's got to get a good angle on the 4 ball to come back down for that 5 and then go back down the other side of the table for the 7 ball. So let's see how he hits this. Not bad. So he should have some room to be able to come back for the 5. He can move his hand now if he wants to. We saw the shot.
he's very still after the shot. He's very still after the shot.
Yeah, that's right.
It's good
Kept it
for him.
down for 3 seconds. He's going to go 2 rails on this one, come back out for the 5. There he goes. And almost pulls his 8-ball shot from the last game. Perfect. He just needs now to make sure he gets angle on the 7 ball to be able to play the 9 in the same corner as the 5. So that's a little bit less. That's pretty good. Just play some straight top if you want to. Just kind of pop it out. Not too hard. Ooh, he overhit it. That's just greedy right there.
Okay, makes things a little more interesting.
Yeah. So now he's got to cut it in the corner.
There you go.
Problem. Brad takes a 10-7 lead. He's now
Did it the hard way.
needs just 1 game here against his baby brother Brian.
And he has the break.
His 3-minute younger baby brother Brian.
And you can tell because Brad looks so much older in the face. Yes, Brad, I was saying that about you.
Steve, you're sitting back there just giggling. What are you giggling at? Tell me what you're giggling about.
I got to be real honest, man. This is the coolest chat we've had in such a long time. I mean, don't get me wrong. Our chats are great. A lot. Mark, I got to mute you, brother. You're giving us tons of feedback. You got to put your. I'll give you a moment. Anyway, the chat is great. It's the family, and they're all kind of busting Brad's chops. Brad has been accused of sandbagging no less than 5 times.
Sandbagging at a maximum skill level. That's interesting.
Correct. They're not being serious, obviously, but on that shot he missed on the 9, he's like, I think he missed it because he wants to go longer for us. But all right, let's unmute Mark and see how he's doing.
You can talk again, Mark.
Okay, I'll start talking now. My earpods died. I'm charging them now.
So, pro tip, those of you who stream out there in the real world, when you're streaming and you're talking, you always want to wear headphones because if you have your voice come out of your speakers and your microphone picks it back up, you get a lot of feedback. And that's what Mark's doing. And I love you.
Oh. All right. Some life left for Brian here, but he's going to have to turn things around pretty quick.
Rodney, you're hilarious.
Good shot.
So these guys played golf today, tonight. What do you think they're doing tomorrow? Going fishing?
They'll probably try and play golf again.
Backyard paintball, maybe.
Yeah. Tiddlywinks.
Whoever loses this match demands a rematch until they win. That's probably what they're doing.
I just got a text from Brad saying LOL. Yeah.
Well,
So this Brad has an opportunity here if he can just make sure he doesn't scratch on the side, get on that 5 ball with the 8 and the 9. So there you go.
oh,
He tried to see, he's trying to hold it from not scratching. So
new life for Mr. Brian.
yeah.
Brian runs an
Have to-
X4 racks, no problem.
Yeah. Make sure he hits it thin and goes straight up down so he can get that 5 ball on the side. That's a little bit light, but he can always come back around for the 8 ball if he needs to, which is what he's looking at, just thinning it. Yeah. Here we go.
JJ Ree says you don't want to play basketball with these guys. Are they better basketball players or are they better pool players?
Oh, that's an interesting one. Well, you heard him say they were both basketball players, like
Right.
in high school. So it sounded like they were pretty competitive, and they were tall and lanky. So I assume they were good.
Yeah, and they've got about 600 pounds between the two of them. So.
They're not even close to that.
You want to bet?
They're big guys. They
are big guys.
That's a good shot by Brian right there. Yeah, that was perfect. So this will make it 10-8 now.
There you go, Brian.
I'm going to grab my other headphones and see if that works.
All right, you do that. So while we've got a minute, as the graphic here says, you can make sure that you go to league.poolplayers.com and sign up for your member services account if you haven't signed up for that just yet. That's where you get all your stats and your standings and your league page posts. You'll get updates as leagues come back online. I imagine league operators will use that as a way to communicate with you about when leagues are starting back up.
Jason, apparently these are the smallest brothers.
The smallest of the boys.
Yes. And
How many brothers are we talking about here?
I have counted at least 4, counting these two, 4 total.
Now, Jones is a pretty common last name. Are you sure people aren't just messing with us here?
I don't
Are
know.
you sure you're not being catfished here, Steve?
I don't know. I believe everything I read on the internet. It's totally fine.
That's probably a good policy.
Abraham Lincoln told me that all internet memes are true.
All right, so we're getting down to it here. Brad with
4
the safe
brothers. Yep.
or push out, I guess.
Michelle,
4 brothers.
Yep.
4 brothers and sisters.
Any sisters? I don't know.
Man, they got a whole team in that family right there. They don't even have to recruit anybody. It's just all family.
They've got a whole team.
All boys.
Brian Pockets in the corner. All boys. Shirley must have had her hands full.
I think I read a comment earlier. Somebody said that they will rematch until the day they die. All right, I'm going to unmute you again, Mark.
For 3 brothers, I don't think. They probably arm wrestle after this just to try to hot dog eat. That's something.
Their dad is one of 9. Big family.
Wow.
Dang.
It's a big family.
That's
That is
awesome. I tell you what, when stuff hits the fan, family's a good thing to have, whether it's by blood or by community.
Yeah.
Here's proof right here, right? Look what we're doing for them.
Yeah. Or what they're doing for us.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You guys are
Right. Right.
another jump shot there, and Brian's going to get not going to get a little lucky there.
No, it's going to give Brad ball in hand. That 4-9 doesn't look lined up, but you can maybe make that 6 ball. He plays the 3 and then play that 4-9 into the 6, which means he could actually play the 4-9 again. If he has that opportunity. He's kind of looking at it right now. Yeah, the 4-9 could probably hit the 6. What are you eating, Steve?
Popcorn. We're watching something cool, right? You eat popcorn, right?
Oh, look at Brad's getting a little greedy here.
Ooh.
So now he's got a shot on the 3. He's going to probably hit the 4 ball when he makes the 3. So that's how hard he hits it.
My wife was awesome enough to bring me popcorn.
Yeah, had a bad roll there.
You've been spending a lot of time in front of the computer, haven't you, Steve?
Yes, like 12 hours a day plus. Yeah.
The funny thing is that's not really any different than like before.
It's really not, to be honest. I'm doing different things when I'm sitting down at the computer now, but yeah, I'm a geek. This is what I do for fun. You know,
this is hard. This is hard for me because I'm usually always on the road, always moving around. So I'm going a little bit stir crazy. Look how he gets that cue ball to stop so quickly like that. Okay, so he doesn't leave himself much there. He can bottom rail kick at it. He might be able to get a safe out of it. We'll see how he hits it. If he decides to.
Maybe they got another cloud or something.
Yeah, he's going to try and thin it. Yeah, there you go. Good safe.
Nice.
Yeah.
Brian's not going down without a fight.
No, I see that.
Fight.
Good hit, Brad. Good hit, Brad. Ends up getting a good roll too. So this is it for Brian here. If he makes a mistake and gives Brad an out, it's going to be over.
I'm rooting for Brian just because I don't want this to end.
Well, there might be a fist fight too, so we can.
I cannot be responsible for what they do. They are grown men. If they want to fight, they're twins. They could whatever they got to do.
The problem
this might be it here.
See it right? It'll all be like off the side.
Right.
Well, if we see blood on the floor, then we know that they're going at it. We can maybe get Derek to move the screen over. So
we talked about this before the match. These are APA players. They know how to do the sportsmanship the right way. So
yeah, this might be here. If Brad can get that 9 ball out of the way, it could have been luckier.
Yeah, he saw him kind of swipe his hand. He didn't get it.
There. Trying to pump the 9 ball. He's probably going to try and bank it back where he's at if he can, or he's going to play safe. He could always play safe behind that 9 ball. He's going to go for it. Ooh, and he made the 8 ball. Oh, no, 7 anyway. Oh, that might be the match right there.
It's the brothers has been decided, folks.
Yeah,
the battle of the brothers has been decided.
Brad probably has a big smile on his face too right now.
Brian's making him shoot it.
He did make him shoot it, didn't he?
Your battle of the Jones brothers goes to Brad. He is your he is your winner. He is your battle of the Jones boy champ. And we do appreciate these guys having some fun with us and letting us join them for this this great match tonight. Hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Hopefully enjoyed tuning in. We've got a special treat tomorrow night, Steve. We've got the Black Widow, Jeanette Lee, is going to be on with us. And I think we're doing that what time? 7 o'clock tomorrow?
Yes. And I'm making those.
7 o'clock. Jeanette, obviously, it's had some health issues over the last few weeks, and so we'll get a chance to catch up with her and see how she's doing. So make sure you tune back in tomorrow night again, 7 o'clock, right here on the APA Facebook page, where we'll be talking to the one and only Black Widow, Jeanette Lee. Mark, we appreciate you joining us tonight.
Oh, I muted him. Sorry, Mark. Hold on. There you go.
Thanks for inviting me, guys. Had a good time.
Our thanks again to the Jones boys and the Mid-America APA for entertaining us for a little while. So we're going to say goodbye for just a little while, folks, but we hope you guys stay safe, stay well, and practice your social distancing. We'll see you tomorrow night.
Absolutely. And I will leave you on this note. Brad and his brother are continuing to play over on the Mid-America APA page. If you want to go catch, I think they're going to play some 9-ball racks and things like that. Feel free to go hang out and give them your love.
Mid-America APA page. Okay.
Just put it in the Facebook search bar. It'll come right up. Maybe we'll throw a link up or something. And, so.
All right. See you folks tomorrow night.